we've also gone to in the last 20 years. It went from weed legalization to now we got psychedelics being kind of opened up too. Where like, how do you feel about the mushroom legalization and the recreation that they're adding to it too? Because now it's like they add it to the mental health spectrum that helps people with the like. Would you recommend people to microdose or just go into the full blown?
100,000%.
Because I'm in therapy right now, so would you recommend me to do
if you got it from me, yes.
All right, so you're gonna have to put me on.
Let me tell you why. It's the same
real
thing.
talk, because I'm in therapy right now, so I need it.
Oh yeah, because like people who get dope, right? They got a dealer,
right? Facts.
True. Because they trust that person.
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta trust them.
And as you know, I've done the research. Because I won't put anything in my body unless I've done the research, unless I've tried it. Like I don't talk about it unless I've done it.
So that's true. I have chocolates. I have mushrooms. I have basically all three waiting for me at home. I got mushrooms
from Hawaii.
I just don't know how to take it, or I don't know if it's a ritual thing you got to do with it, or if like in a sense of like you got to be alone that day, no kids. Because I got 3 kids. I don't want to be like take my first dose of mushrooms and be like
and see that they're alien beings.
I don't know what I'm gonna see when I see these kids.
Yeah, you can jump from there. You can do anything.
You see Enzo like on the
I love you guys. Ian, tear up the wall. Nah. This is the deal. Everything that people are going to say, everything in moderation. I don't totally believe that. I do believe mushrooms, because once I've done them, and then once my brain opened up, and I started realizing, man, there's a lot of times my brain is shut to things, and it goes into habit. You know, so once you go into habit, it's you know, it's on auto drive.
Yeah, autopilot.
I like to learn things. I don't like it to be that way. I like to learn it. I like to experience it and see, because I denied myself the wonders of cannabis until I was 36 years old.
What? After you retired?
Yeah, a month before I retired.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I didn't want
what
my
made
career.
That switch?
I was in Sacramento and there was weed, and I was like,
you were right next to the Emerald Triangle.
The curiosity just kicked in.
No, she was cute.
So it's a female.
She said, you got any weed? I said, no. I said, I'll be right back. No. But once I did, and it was the chronic too. So it was, my back didn't hurt. I was doing yoga poses. It was a trip. And then I slept at least 10 straight hours.
So comparing that chronic to now's weed, do you feel it's the same?
Oh, the weed I get. So with my company,
because you gave me some Jack C.R.E.A. in the past that was like,
yeah, that was from Jack C.R.E.A. too.
It tasted natural. It didn't, but it was like a slapper. Like, oh shit, this is cool. Like,
yeah, because you like indica.
I like indica. Like, I like to sit down, but that one was like, all right, here, you know, like go, you know, you good.
My Deuces 22. We're doing a deal with Elevate here in town.
Okay, yeah, down the street.
My man Kevin, right? So he has 6 locations. So as opposed to me trying to be everywhere and lying to the public about what's inside my product, in order for me to be a boutique label and a boutique connoisseur weed, I can't have a lot of it. So I only have enough for these 6 dispensaries.
Oh, snap.
And so, you know, this weekend coming up, I'm not going to say the date, but this weekend coming up, you know, we open up there. And the difference is, I know who's growing the weed. I've been to where the weed is grown.
I do research on that.
Yeah, because I have to smoke it. And if all of a sudden, Enzo, I came in here and gave you an 1/8, which I have.
Yep.
And it was whack. Listen, you can say to me, yo, whatever, but I know there's 10 other people you're going to be like,
that was bad, yeah.
But you haven't gave me bad weed.
Exactly. So guess what? 20 people are going to say, yo, John Salley, you're going to be like, yo, you're a billboard for me. Mm-hmm. You have to be positive.
For sure.
And in order for me to make you positive, I got to have the best weed. So it's the truth, organic. If I want organic weed, like the weed we have in Deuces 22, the way I advertise it, my customer is going to have to be organically spread through the grassroots.
And has it got easier to navigate in the industry now, or is
because it's hard, man. Major companies are shutting down in California.
Damn.
And because
COVID fucking people up.
And this is why. It's because of all these rules and these regulations are going to make all the weed taste exactly alike.
Oh, they don't want uniqueness.
No, they saying, hey, it has to have this amount of this amount of this.
So they want to regulate it like alcohol.
Right, because they mastered it here with the wine business. So, Gavin was definitely for it. Gavin Newsom, my great governor, was definitely for it. But he also has a vineyard. So he saw it the same way.
He's running for president now, right?
He should run for president. It's a trip. I don't usually talk politics, but Pritzker for Illinois or Gavin Newsom.
I told my brother
I definitely would consider.
He fits that
role.
the actor role, like the way
really?
he carries himself.
Y'all guys have watching too many movies.
No, I just not even that. I just feel like we gotta get younger in that White House, man. It's just like too many. The old guard gotta go. Gavin Newsom's not old. He's not young either. What is he, like 50?
Yeah.
So I think
50.
that's let's give that guy. He didn't do great for COVID in California.
Yes, he did.
I personally feel like he dropped the ball.
You caught it though, right?
No, I did it towards the end.
I guess he did well.
For sure, but I mean, it was just like it was a common sense.
Like the governor or the president can't stop us from getting sick.
Nah, for sure. I'm saying in the business side of like shutting down like the businesses. Like, man, I had a board.
Oh, that was mandate throughout the country. It was the Great Reset.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
It you know what? I'm not gonna deny. I had COVID. I lost smell, taste. I guess they call it COVID, but I get the same thing. I'm not gonna say that. When I had the flu,
right?
I lost. It's a virus.
Symptoms are very similar,
right?
Yeah.
So, but this is different because people when they put so much on it, it was a trip. I had this one cartoon where the guy runs up to a homeless person and goes, "Why are you not afraid of COVID?" He goes, "I don't have a TV."
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if they constantly telling you
bombarding you, yeah.
Right. Think about how stupid we were.
No, we were
6 feet, mask, take this shot. I mean, it was worse than Republicans and Democrats.
It was.
It was worse.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
then you could take it off in certain places.
Right.
And be around each other.
The 6 feet is this. If you're afraid of me and I'm afraid of you, and we're 6 feet apart, we got no energy between us.
Right.
So we can't sit together and critically think if you separate us.
Right.
And if you bombard us with these are the facts,
these are the rules,
don't question them. I remember I heard this one thing. And, I know Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was like, screw your freedoms. To even say, forget your freedoms in America.
That's a wild thing to say.
That's the wildest thing to say. And to believe that was the way to do it was amazing to me. I usually don't talk about it because, I don't talk about politics or religion. I want to live in this world. But if you start thinking the Great Reset everything. Time is faster. I don't care what they say.
Right.
Currency changed.
Currency changed.
Yeah. Inflation.
All the stores are closed.
Right.
Restaurants are gone. This tells you how you can know it was a big reset. Everything can shut down except Walmart, Target, Amazon.
All the main franchises.
The big box, right? They got to stay open.
Yeah.
And we're going to have protocol on how you sit.
Yeah.
And you know what? Don't hand me your money. Cashless.
You know what I heard?
Every stadium is like that now. Any stadium you go for a concert, for a game,
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I was listening to a podcast where they were saying that the next big thing that, how the whole Great Reset, there's a book that they made out of that, right? And then in that book, supposedly the next one after COVID or after that type of virus is now type of technological thing that affects the cashless system, and then they're gonna try to go after hackers and be like everybody needs to be verified. That's why Elon Musk bought Twitter, turned it to X, and then wants everybody to get the blue check so that you're verified, so that no longer you like it's just this security that they want to like take the blanket off and be like, I see who you are on the internet. You know what I mean?
So you don't believe Elon is protecting our...
No, I feel like that's what the podcast was saying. I'm not saying. This is what I was listening to. That the next thing is gonna be, and then after that, it's gonna be easier for people to give into. Okay, just take my my digital rights because they're gonna hack us and they're gonna shut down everything again. You know what I'm saying? And
Let me tell you, when you had cash, remember Wu-Tang saying, "Cash rules everything around me."
Right.
When now you don't have cash.
Cash still rules it.
You now have no control.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? None whatsoever.
Yeah, because
I drive an electric car.
They can freeze your cards now. They can freeze everything.
Everybody. You keep saying they. It's the same exact people. They just figured out a way. Listen, they figured out a way to stream music. They figured out a way to stream. Remember, they were mad at Napster.
Right.
The reason they were mad at Napster is because he was making the money and they didn't figure it out. And then when they sat back around and realized, hey, so we can make more money and you not pay anything. You know, I have an unbelievable amount of music. But when they switched to iMusic, they told me I had to prove that music was mine.
Right.
That was on I said, I got it from you. Yeah. And I said, and the other stuff is, you told me, this is what they said in 2000 and something. Take your CDs and download them into your iPod. So I did. They said, well, do it again. I said, I sold my CDs to CD converter. Like I was making money. I'm not gonna have CDs and have it digitally here. I realized if I don't pay my Apple Music or my Apple situation, I lose music. I lose anything I have on Apple. And then you start realizing I have everything on Apple.
You rely on them.
Yeah.
Right.
For the entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's another thing with music. It's like it's not only one platform that's doing it. You have several platforms now that are also streaming it. YouTube is doing it. You know, Spotify is doing it. You have others like Tidal as well. So you have several streaming platforms, and they're all trying to do the same thing.
Right, and they can do whatever they want because you pay monthly to have the right to go into their library.
And that's what's crazy. It goes back to what you were saying. We're not free anymore.
No.
They took it all.
We never been free.
For sure, never. But at least there was a sense of independence. Now it's really like you're reliant on the system, on the grid.
You've always
kind of how like Kanye West said, get off the grid. You know what I'm saying? But now
he can. But he's in a place where people say they're off the grid, but they know where they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're never completely off of it.
No, because there's nothing. You know, you ever asked the royal, and I always wondered the royal family, right? Like, I said, what is it? Like, how do they make their money? They own all the land. They're landlords. And I was like, that's it? Yeah. So the colonizers go in and say, this is British territory.
Correct.
And they own that.